Once upon a time, in the heart of Nigeria, nestled between rolling green hills and the songs of distant drums, there was a small village called Omuaka. In that village lived a girl named Amarachi, an orphan whose name meant God's grace. From the moment she could walk, life tested her strength. Her parents had died when she was just 6 years old from strange illness that swept through the village like the Harmattan wind. Since then, she lived in a tiny mud hut at the edge of the village, surviving by fetching water for the wealthier families and selling roasted corn by the roadside. Yet, even in her poverty, Amarachi carried herself with dignity. Her laughter was soft but full of warmth. Her eyes, bright as morning dew, held a kind of calm wisdom that made people pause. The elders often say this girl's star shines differently, but Amarachi did not believe them. Every morning she would wake up before dawn, tie her wrapper around her waist, balance a heavy calabash on her head and walk the dusty path to the stream. She would always sing, her voice floating like mist through the morning air. Chukwu Goziem, give me strength today. One fateful morning, while returning from the stream, she found a young man lying unconscious by the roadside. His clothes were fine but torn, his sandals made from polished leather, something no villager could afford. A deep cut marked his arm. Without hesitation, Amarachi dropped her water calabash, rushed to his side. She tore a piece of her wrapper and tied it around his wound. Slowly he stirred, groaning in pain. Please do not speak, she whispered softly. Let me get you home. With surprising strength, she helped him to her small hut, cleaned his wound, and offered him water mixed with crushed herbs. For 2 days, she cared for him as he recovered. When he finally opened his eyes, she saw how handsome he was. His skin was a warm bronze, his jaw strong, and his eyes sharp like an eagle's. Where am I? He asked weakly. In my home, she replied. You were hurt. I found you near the road. He looked around in confusion. Do you know who I am? Amarachi shook her head. Should I? He smiled faintly. No, perhaps it's better that way. For days, he stayed with her, healing slowly. They talked about the stars and so many things. He listened to her stories of struggle, and she listened to his stories of places she has never heard of. Amarachi never imagined he spoke of his own home. One evening, when the sky burned orange with sunset, he said to her, Amarachi, if you could wish for one thing in the world, what would it be? She laughed softly. Only one thing? Then I would wish to never beg again, to live in a home where I don't have to sleep hungry. He nodded, a strange look in his eyes. You deserve far more than that. The next morning, before the first cock crowed, Amarachi woke up to find him gone. On her wooden stool lay a golden bracelet and a note written in careful. You saved my life. I will find you again, Obinna. She stared at the bracelet in disbelief. Gold, pure gold. She hid it in a clay pot beneath the floor of her hut, unsure whether to be afraid or grateful. Days turned to weeks. Rumors began to spread throughout Omuaka that Prince Obinna of the kingdom of Unri had gone missing. After